right, hey, welcome back, CPAC 2022 here at the Freedom Center. We're on this amazing piece of real estate right here, Prime Central. Lots of guys coming by, and we even are meeting some international members of Parliament. And joining us right now is a member of Parliament from Estonia, and it's Jaak Madison. Is that right?
Pretty right, actually. That's it's its own version of the Jack with
Yeah.
two A's in the middle.
Yeah.
But it's always easy, like in the US, to say Jaak Madison.
Yeah.
So at least I'm very happy with the name because it's James Madison or Jaak Madison.
Yeah.
It's always good to remember. But yeah, that's right. From the European Parliament, as you know, like in Europe, we have 27 member states. In the EU, and then we have a parliament like Congress, and then every member state have their own representatives in the parliament. So from Estonia, we have seven
Okay.
members.
Okay.
And I'm more than happy to be here, like third year probably, I think, at CPAC. So.
Well, yes. So real quick, give us an update from your perspective. You're very close to the activity that's going on right now in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Just your sense of what's going on, and how should we be thinking about this right now?
The one thing, what is very, very good, actually, I've said that the intelligence service from the US have made some mistakes in the last 20 years. If we remember that Afghanistan, everybody were accepting that it takes at least 3 or 4 months for Taliban to take it over into power. It took only 3 days. But we have to be honest, the Americans were very, very right about Russia, what they're planning to do next to the Ukrainian border. I think not very many did really expect that they will start to invade all Ukraine from all sides, but they did 3 days ago. So it was a bit surprising that they are really going on this aggressive way against whole Ukraine, because I think it's one of the strongest countries now where they have been having war from Russia. And of course, I think it was a chaos in the first 24 hours. They were really progressing very well, unfortunately. But now they are stopped in Kiev, next to the capital city, and it's not very easy for them to go forward. And we know that there are huge losses. Russians have lost about 3,500 men in 3 days only. Ukrainians have lost only about 100 men. So I think there is a pretty big chaos in Kremlin now, because now they have to figure out how to come out from this war.
Wow. So you're telling us basically Russia is kind of in a Vietnam type situation, or on the verge of something where it's turning the other way?
Yeah, everything started in the mid of December, before Christmas, when Russia stated that they need some security guarantees from NATO, from US, and from the European Union. And they asked 2 things: that we have to accept that there will be no new member states next to the Russian border, especially Ukraine, but not only Ukraine, it's also Finland and Sweden. So that we will say that those countries will be not free in the future, that they can't choose their own way. And the second thing what they asked is to send out all the NATO troops from the new member states who joined with the NATO after 1997. It means from Poland, from Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. So they just wanted that we'll say that, no, NATO is over, forget it. We'll go back to the last century when you have the influential areas next to the big states. And of course, nobody will accept this. And they knew that nobody will accept this. But it was just provocation and just kind of arguments that, hey, you don't accept our security threats, what we have, now we have to attack you.
Yeah.
And that's what it did.
With all the information, there's a lot of misinformation, both concerning Ukraine and concerning Russia.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed over here is that on social media, President Zelensky is being depicted as some kind of a neo-Nazi by Putin's own propagandist arm. What can you tell us about Zelensky, his history? What's going on there?
Actually, he was a comedian.
Okay.
He was a comedian by professional. So there were very many people who made jokes in the beginning of the presidential term when he won the elections. But just to know for everybody, if Russians are saying that somebody are neo-Nazi, it means they are not neo-Nazis. Never ever. It's just like always the propaganda arguments if you are not on the same side with Russia. If you don't agree with them, if you don't agree with their interventions, if you don't agree with their ideology, you're ultimately Nazi. And well, who can imagine that Ukrainians are Nazis? Come on,
Right,
it's just
right.
impossible.
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely ridiculous because historically, Russians and Ukrainians have been as brothers and sisters. They're very close to each other historically. Actually, we have to mention that the Moscow is formed by Ukrainians about 800 years ago.
Yes.
So all the Russia is based from Ukraine, actually. And now I think it's a historical mistake to go to the war against Ukrainians, because now they will never ever trust again their own so-called brothers and sisters. So there's nothing to do with some kind of neo-Nazi thing. It's always the propaganda. I have to say that, like in the Russian media today, they have banned. You can't say in the Russian media that there is some kind of war is going on in Ukraine or attacking the other country. It's just banned.
Yeah.
So we have to understand that there's no free media who we can
Right.
trust.
Absolutely.
And about the neo-Nazi thing, it's just propaganda.
Well, thank you so much for your time, for stopping by. Really
Sure.
appreciate it. We'll be praying for safety for those that are there in the region, and we certainly appreciate you coming on to discuss with us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.